My room is incredibly messy right now. I haven't had some time to clean it. It probably doesn't get this bad. But I have first impressions again. I'm really late on this one because it's been so hard. I have to watch other people's first impressions of it just because I really wanted to give this a whole, like, completely my personal opinion review without any influence from other, or accidentally getting influenced by watching other YouTubers going, oh yeah, I see what they're talking about and stuff. But I'm just a little bit late. But I have the Etude House Any Cushion Cream Filter Cushion. So this is one of this is their newest cushion, I think. And basically it's one of those cushion foundations that have like the netting on top to like make sure you spread it evenly, which is great actually because I do have an issue with that with my cushions. Already, like, I have the Magic Any Cushion Primer right here. Already comparing the size of these two, like, this is a lot thinner, so I'm excited because I don't really carry around my cushions. As convenient as the sizes are for those, I tend to carry around a small purse, so it does tend to take up quite a bit of space. But this is so pretty. I love it. It's like a holographic look right here. Size-wise, the cushion itself is a lot smaller, maybe a little bit bigger actually. Oh, let's go with those pop buttons. Right now it is 12:46 p.m. and so I'm gonna put this on and we'll see how long it lasts. Ooh, quite a bit of stuff on the thing, but you can see the net. It looks very, very wet inside. I should have done contacts today, but I was too tired. You made a huge impression there, though. I thought it would pop back up, but it didn't. It's not as springy as the other ones. But this is like thick, really packed foundation. So I have no primer on, no concealer, just eyeshadow and lipstick. I don't know. Still hasn't popped back up yet. And also something this gets really messy because this is very thick. Can you see all the impressions that it's making inside my face? Or like, not making on my face? Like, it's kind of streaky. From start to finish, I've been trying to cover up this one section right here where there's scarring. But really, like, I feel like I've been caking on makeup there and it still shows. I feel like I'm actually gonna need to wear concealer for that. Alright, I'm gonna say, guys, I'm really glad that I didn't look at other people's reviews first, just because since I don't know how this was really supposed to sit on my face, I'm very, very confused by it. It's not covering this at all. And like, even down here, it's not covering any of these guys. But on this side, it's covered them up quite a bit and it's like dulled them, but I don't know. I feel like I could just get better coverage with something else. Also, I did notice that when you put it on, like at first, after like dipping it into the cushion, it does leave a netting imprint on your face. It's kind of streaky, like it was going on really weirdly. And also, this really is going to get messy, like easily. It's kind of like caking up around the edges, or like building up around the edges already. And that's kind of a waste for me. So the entire time I was doing it, I was trying to like wipe off the ones on the edges and use it on my face. That was really inconvenient, and also like that would kind of leave like little streaks too that I would have to pat out again. I mean, it's at least buildable, I can say that, but it's not as great as I was hoping it was going to be. But at least like it blurs out really well. I got this in the color tan, which is, I think they only have like 2 colors. Wow, in the natural light it looks really bright. On my own mirror it looks fine actually. It looks like it matches really well in the sun shining. The sun shining like directly at my face, so it looks really white on screen. But I might have to blend down my neck a little bit. It matches pretty well. I'm really glad I got the darkest color. Yeah, I feel like this will work. Alright, so I'm not doing setting powder or anything, just because I tend to like it when my foundation like stays matte by itself, and I don't know if this is going to do that. It does look like it has this, it's not a very dewy finish, but it looks smooth at least. I do a little blush and highlight just to see how it wears throughout the day, just because since it's not completely covering everything here, I can't really tell how well it's going, or if I'm going to be able to tell later on how well it lasts. But yeah, we will see, and I'll check in with you later. So it is 5:04 right now. Unfortunately, because of daylight savings, it got dark faster, and I only just got out of my class. I hope the sun was going to be light enough for me to film, but I guess not, because it's really dark and shadowy over there. Not that over here is much better, but you know, I'll take what I can get for now, and I'll figure something out the next time. I do want to say that I kind of want to change some of my opinions about this cushion, because the more I wore it, the more I actually really liked it at first. So I was just like, my face feels very hydrated. It feels like whenever I touch it, it feels like, I don't want to say sticky, but you can definitely kind of feel the foundation there a little bit. Like, it does have a little, or just a little bit of stick to it. But I didn't mind that too much, just because it felt like my face was very moisturized. So I didn't feel like I'd have to worry about like it caking up or getting dry. That being said, it did start to cake up a little bit. I can tell right around my forehead area, it is very, very cakey. Actually, that being said, it did cake up a little bit, particularly around my forehead in the T-zone area. I can see like it stands out quite a bit there, and then it got a little weird down at my chin. It seemed like I didn't apply it right or something, which I feel like I did, because it's just a cushion foundation, so I don't know like if there's a certain way or any other certain way I'm supposed to do it, but I don't know. It looks like I have a lot of makeup there, so it could be my fault, because like I said, or like you saw in the beginning of the video, it didn't seem like it was building up or it was covering things very well, so I just kept adding more and more. Interestingly enough though, this cheek area where I felt like I was like slapping on makeup isn't very cakey. Actually, it blends pretty well. It really does give you like an airbrush pore look, which is nice, but it's starting to crease like a lot on me, like particularly around my smile lines here. Like I can't get over how cakey it is in the middle. But other than that, I do feel like this is a very nice foundation. I feel like it'd also be even better if you actually did put on a primer and set it. Now, I didn't put on a primer just because I wanted to see what it would look like without. Because I figured it'd be fair if it got into the cracks of my face or any rashes I had up there, just so we could tell how it reacted. Luckily, it didn't seem to, but also my skin has actually been doing a lot better lately. I might not have had like any like particularly dry spots for it to really get into. I think it did oxidize a little though, because these spots right here are a lot more covered now. I don't know if you can tell. It's so dark on this one side of my face. It seems like it started to get covered a lot better. However, there is still this one mark like right here on my face that it's a lot less noticeable now, but before when I was putting it on, I could totally tell it was still there. But it's very noticeable still, but not as much as before I put on the foundation. Also, this doesn't set very well. I thought it did at first because I remember like touching my face just a little bit, and it didn't seem like I had much residue coming off, but then I had to wipe my nose and there was a lot on my tissue, and then now I can see like it's pretty much almost all gone from my nose. So I feel like you would definitely need to set this very lightly, probably not too much, but it would probably be a good idea to set this. And it wouldn't hurt to use a primer too, just to smooth things out a little bit, maybe use a primer. It's only been 5 hours though. I can't imagine like going like this throughout the entire day, maybe without a setting powder. For a normal day, I probably would really want to have a setting powder. But for now, just because I only had to go to classes and stuff, it's not too bad. It does kind of have a very dewy look though, now that I notice it, because it's making my forehead look kind of shiny. I don't know, I like to set everything I wear with powder just in case it gets oily. I don't like the look of oily foundation or like very, very wet foundation. So, but at the same time, I don't completely dislike having a little bit of dewiness on my face, just because for me, since my skin's really dry, having a little bit of dewiness helps like change that. It doesn't look very cakey or like cracky. So that's not exactly a minus. I'm gonna try to reapply a little bit on that one cheek area just to see how it reapplies. I didn't add too much bronzer or highlight or found or blush earlier, so. But they stayed. Actually, I wish I realized that sooner when I was going at it, but I just put some of the product near the top, so this stuff is very liquidy, honestly. I really like that. It applies so much easier than like any other cushion foundations I've dealt with because I'm always like squishing it down, but literally like you don't even need to squish that hard. Yeah. If you just lightly like focus on those areas and like don't really pat them down, it'll cover them up pretty well. I don't know guys, on one hand so far I feel like I really like this, but on the other hand I feel like it could also be better. Maybe if I just wear it for a day where I get to do all the things I want to, like prime and set and everything, then maybe I would be a lot more comfortable saying that I really like this cushion. But for now, I like it, I don't feel comfortable saying it because I feel like I could look so much better. Yeah, that's only 5 hours. I will check back again 3 hours or so and total it up to 8 hours and give you my final thoughts. Hey guys, so it's the end of the night. This is the only place I could find with like better lighting than in my kitchen. It is nearly 4 a.m. right now. Yeah, I didn't end up coming back to my place any earlier than I thought I would. So what I can say is that this has stayed on very well. Like it's definitely still up there and holding on for dear life. But at the same time, like kind of dried out a bit in certain areas, like my T-zone and my cheeks and stuff. It's kind of like worn off, so it's got a very like powdery look there. And especially in the T-zone, a lot of the powdery look is kind of cakey, and it also does look like it's emphasizing some pores. I don't generally have pore issues. My pores are fairly small, but any like blackheads or any cleaning that needs to be done with pores, it's kind of being like emphasized right now by like the makeup on top of it. And also, like, as you can see, it's kind of got like an oily sheen and stuff on it. And my skin doesn't, ever since like I started changing my skincare routine, it doesn't really get very oily anymore. So I know that's pretty much from the foundation. So, yeah, overall, I actually, like I said, my opinion on it was like very iffy still, but I generally do like this foundation. I feel like I just need to work with it a little bit. Like maybe use some setting powder, or I don't think you need a primer, but it probably wouldn't hurt to have one, but definitely setting powder on this just because I feel like it gives a very good dewy look, but it does get oily and kind of cakey. Like I said, it does have those issues, so it really wouldn't hurt to have setting powders and stuff. But overall, I will definitely be using this again just because one, I do have it, and two, like I think it's workable. Like it's really not too terrible, and I really do like the finish of it. Like it gives me a very like smooth look from far away. If I look closely at it, like I said, I can see like the kind of like dry spots and stuff, and it's creasing and the oil and all that. But overall, it wouldn't be a terrible cushion to try it. Like it's very, the formula is really great, and they give you like quite a bit of product in it. But I think definitely it wasn't too expensive too. I got mine on Yes Asia, and for like about $18 or so. I mean, that's a bit much for a cushion, but like the thing is with foundations, they last quite a while, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get like a decent amount of uses out of this. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment just to say hi or something, or just tell me your thoughts about this cushion if you've tried it out, or any questions you have about it. Yeah, there'll be more on my blog post, and good night.